And for right now, I would just like for you to subscribe to my channel. Look down below and click the subscribe link. I would love to have you as a subscriber on my channel. I'm Kurt Thompson. I'll see you in the next one. Say hello to my little friend. Yes, folks, I found this little contraption online, and I'm going to be doing an experiment, so I'm going to make a couple of subsequent videos on this to let you know what happens. I'm actually doing this just to increase my power and volume. I don't know if you figured this out. I don't really need to increase my range, and I definitely don't need to increase my endurance. But power, I'm all for being the most dominant, powerful brass player anytime, any place, anywhere, baby. And let's just see what this does. I just did like, 10 reps of that, and feel there's something going on. Now, this is an isometric activity, kind of, because you actually have a device. So, I mean, you're actually doing, an exercise where isometric means you're kind of like tensing muscles against themselves. Kind of like if you just kind of grip your fist, go like that, that's kind of isometrical. Where if you had something that you were squeezing, that would be just more of a regular type of calisthenic exercise. So for those of you who follow my stuff, I think you might get a kick out of what happens. I like to give things a decent amount of time, so I'm going to give this little contraption here about a month to see what happens and see if I notice when I get ready to blow. In fact, I might get out my old trusty decibel meter. Remember that one from a couple years ago? And the threshold of pain, if you remember watching that one and the new one I just put out, the threshold of pain for your ears is 130 decibels. Now, if you watched that one from a couple years ago, which I just recently kind of edited, I got my double A up to 126.5. Folks, now that's trained whistleblowing loud. And then I included a couple examples where, I buried the band with that note. What I would like to see is if this guy can get me up to that 130 mark on my double A. Yes, that would be cool. That means anybody that I don't like would experience the threshold of pain at 130 decibels on my double A. Yes, it will become a legitimate weapon of vengeance. And you too can be able to exact revenge on people that rub you the wrong freaking way. So, for those of you who play trumpet, watch my progress on this little contraption. And by the way, I'm thinking that even if you don't play trumpet, guys, this could be a wonderful Christmas gift for your girlfriend or wife. You know what I'm talking about, baby? Yes, so even if she doesn't play trumpet or is not a musician, you still may want to order this for her. Get my drift? Let's exit with a little bit more exercise here. Ready? Thanks again for watching this video. I hope that you got something out of it. Sometimes I make a video just to make you laugh. A lot of times I make a video to educate you on something and maybe even help solve a problem. So I hope something like that occurred for you in this video. And while you're at it, again, subscribe, click on my website link, and go on to the next video. It's lovely out here. Have a great day. 3 tips to help you get the pedal C on trumpet. And then pedal C downwards. Pedal C starts off tier 2 pedal tones. Many of you can't even get the pedal C to even begin to get into the tier 2 range of pedal tones. Tier 2 range of pedal tones is the most difficult of all pedal tones, and they are also the pedal tones responsible for really increasing your power in your high range. They tend to have a real raspy, nasally trombone sound, and we do want to play them as loud as we can. So, alright, tip number 1, we're going to cheat. Sometimes cheating helps. So, if you can't play the low C and then drop down an octave to the pedal C open, that's actually really, really loud, folks. That's probably about 3 Fs. I can back off a little bit. You can actually cheat and play 1, 2, and 3 for the pedal C. Now, what happens when you play 1, 2, and C? You'll notice that the quality of tone and timbre changes to that of tier 1 pedal tones. So, tier 1 pedal tones are medium in difficulty. So they're not too easy, they're not too hard, they're kind of right in between. By adding 1, 2, and 3, you now bump the pedal C back up into tier 1. It'll be a little bit easier for you, but at least you're still getting it. Now listen to the difference. We'll see. Now I'm going to cheat and play 1, 2, and 3 for the pedal. Sounds pretty, right? Compared to... That's the real pedal tone. Okay, so first way to get it is to cheat and to use 1, 2, and 3 to get the pedal tone out. While you're doing that, you could, just for giggles, throw off the all 3 valves at once and see where you are at and trying to get a piece of that pedal C. Watch. Now I'm making that look really, really easy, folks, but what's going to happen is as soon as you throw your fingers off, you're going to see where some of your deficits are in your chops and what you need to work on, because that note might drop or it'll go up. Always remember this: the only reason you can never get any pedal tone is lack of embouchure strength. That includes your lips. Remember, pedal tones don't really exist on the horn acoustically. We're actually manipulating things to get them to come out. So never come up with an excuse of why you can't play the pedal tones, the horn or the mouthpiece or whatever. It's always due to a lack of embouchure strength. If you can't go through all at least 4 tiers of the pedal tones, all of them, it's due to a lack of strength here and also your lips. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, the second tip now, to be able to help you reach that pedal C, is, for many people, they describe the pedal C as a note that's not on the horn, that they can never get. It doesn't exist. It's just not there. Remember, the only reason it's not there is because you don't have enough strength here. That's simply the answer. So, okay, what can we do for our second tip to get into the pedal C? Do the scoop method. A lot of times, intermediate and advanced players will try to get the pedal C to come out, but they'll come in around an A or B flat. It comes out something like this. And they're fighting, but that's actually a good way to fight it. You want to fight and sharpen and raise the pitch. Well, actually, I hit it too close there. Let me go down under it a little bit more. See how I did that? We're scooping into it. So that's tip number 2, scoop. Okay, again, I'm making that look quite easy. You won't likely be able to do that right when you first try it. But listen, how did I get to do it? By practicing. I practiced until my lips were falling off to get these pedal tones a long, long time ago. You got to practice it. You'll increase the strength and you'll get it to come out. The third way, now this is a little bit more of an advanced technique, so you should already be familiar with tongue arch. And so tongue arch is what we use normally when we ascend and we want to get above the staff and keep going higher. we're also using it when we're doing our shakes and our lip trills, right? You can actually employ the tongue arch in the tier 2 pedal tone range because tier 2 pedal tones are almost a substitute or kissing cousin for practicing in the upper register. Okay, yeah, so the third way and tip for getting your first pedal C, or at least pushing that direction, is use a tongue arch, as I already mentioned before. You start off with the low C positioning, which is a drop jaw, a little bit wider aperture, and your tongue's flat in your mouth, like you're saying ah. You got an egg in your mouth. Just a little bit of exaggeration. But instead of freezing and keeping that same position in your mouth, you're going to bring your chin up. You're going to arch your tongue up into an E position as you go down to the pedal C. Ah, yee. Ah, yee. And so you're going to have, of course, when you put your tongue into the tongue arch position, you're going to have to actually blow harder because now you're bloating against more resistance. That resistance is the tongue in your mouth. You're going to blow harder. You got to blow more air. Actually, you're not going to blow more air. You're going to blow air. It's going to seem like you're blowing more air,